Hi, lovelies. Welcome to Be So Light. How's everybody doing today? Are you just so excited to be on planet Earth right now? Don't you just love how everything's going? It's so exciting, isn't it? Don't you just love how we just go in our lives and we're doing the best that we can and being of service and stuff, and there's just so much crap, stupidness going on. There is so much weirdness and craziness going on. It actually will make you feel like, what time is it? It's so crazy right now. The energy is just off the hook, insane. And unfortunately, people who don't have their light in place are going to crack like an egg. Okay? And the title of today is A Soul Light versus a No Light. A soul light is someone that actually has a conscience. They actually have soul essence. They actually have the energy of knowing what is right and what's wrong. Okay? They know the difference between right and wrong. That's a person with a soul. A person with a soul of light, divine light self, is always going to be striving to carry out their mission, to do what is theirs to do on their soul path, their dharma. Okay? But then you'll get the no souls, the no soul light. They don't have any light. And these are the ones that blame everybody for their problems. These are the ones that mimic everything in life. These are the ones that they do the same pattern over and over and over, and they never get out of it. And they're the ones that can apologize up the kazoo and still do the same thing over and over and over and over. Okay? But they don't like it when you show your light. They don't like it when other people recognize your light in front of them. They don't like that because it takes attention off of them. Okay? So that no light person, that no soul light person will start doing things to compete with you or to destroy you. And right now, if you are a walking healer doing your work, you might be finding out that some of the people you thought that were for you are really showing up, and they're not being for you at all. They're really being ugly beings. What do you do with that? How do you process that? Do you just pretend like everything's going to change, and do you just pretend like the relationship is okay and you just keep on going until it gets so bad you finally just say, you know what, I can't do this with you anymore? Usually by the time you get to that point, that's your breaking point. Matter of fact, you already broke. You're done when you get to that point. This can be in anything of family, friends, co-workers. It can show up in any of those forms where it's someone that is in your circle of life. I'll put it that way. Okay. And you really think that they're for you, yeah, release them. Exactly. You really think they're there to be there, but their whole purpose is they are there to be destructive and to pull you down from what you're doing. And a lot of times when this is happening, you know what happens? This is the part that gets you. When this is happening, you ignore it. You'll be like, oh, they're just going through a moment. You know, everything's okay. Fine. You know, that's my boo. That's my guy. That's my girl. Ooh, you know. But then it keeps on happening. And then as you are going up higher and higher in what you're doing, and you start realizing what their energy is like, you don't want to share anything with them. You don't want to share any of your dreams with them, what your plans are. Because if they are competitive people, they are going to compete on a way how to make sure that you don't succeed to where you're going. Because it's a plant. They're planted on your timeline at a most crucial timeline to keep you from getting to where you're going to go. And that's the part where we are right now, where we have to kind of look and feel into the energy. And I've already coming onto a platform, being the galactic spiral light frequency coder that I am, sun dancer, priestess, yoga teachers. What else do I do? You know how you come on this planet and you have to get all these pieces of papers and these hats to prove that you are your soul dharma mission ready to go. But there's always an energy in the background that wants to create hindrance with you. And that hindrance can come in any form of relationships, people that you get in relationship with. It starts off fine, then all of a sudden you start seeing their stuff. And it starts off with this arguing, back and forth type of thing. Maybe not arguing, but it's kind of like you'll say something and they have to disagree with you. And then you know what that does? It starts making you second guess when you say something around that person that you might be wrong. They know more than you. That's the game. They want to come off as knowing more than you. Because if they can pull that off, then they succeeded to making you feel doubtful about yourself. You know what I say to energies like that? When that energy starts showing up, and it will in these next few months to be, and people that you know, it'll start coming in. Don't put up with it and just say, I see you still have time. You need to work with yourself and your shadow self. You need to level up, I guess. But you cannot compare yourself to me. I'm an entirely different realm to my own. Click. Oh, hold on. Let me make that point a little bit more clear. Hold on. I got something for you. Hold on. Let me really make it clear. Hold on. Let me do it justice. Hold on. When I first got these, I was like, oh, these are so cool. And they are one of those most magical tools ever. Okay. See what that is? And you're going to say, I am not participating with this anymore. Just lock it up. Once you turn that key, you lock it. Be done with it. Because the game is to keep you in the energy of it. And this is where it starts to become draining, harmful. You feel like you'll start having this energy of, well, they're just going through something, and I'm just gonna, kind of just let it slide. And those let it slide moments keep becoming let it slide moments, and then sooner or later you're gonna reach a point where you just lose your shit. You're gonna snap, and when you snap, everything that person has triggered or made you feel, you're going to bring it all up in front of their face and let them have it. Now, why am I talking about this? Because as we go forward, you're going to start really noticing this energy. You're going to really start noticing when you start emanating more and more authentic light of yourself and being true to yourself, being more authentic, okay? Being authentic. Those around you won't be able to handle your light. They're not going to be able to handle it. They might even take little jabs at you. Like, oh, no, I don't feel like really hanging out with so-and-so because she always says exactly what's on her mind. I don't feel like hearing that today. Oh, I don't want to hang out there because I'm just not ready to deal with that in my face energy. So, yes, you release them. Yes, you keep going forward. And no, you don't keep giving into the energy. Because it's just not worth your time. And we're going to take this one step further. This also goes for when you're dealing with this construct, this lying ass matrix energy that's all around us, that's playing a game to get you to fall in place for conformity. No. The jig is up. You understand what this is. You understand how this works. And you understand that you can override the old command system of this. Do you throw the lock away after you lock it? Well, not this one. This is just like my reminder. I'm just sitting there like, this lock was open, but I think about the situation, I close it, twist it, and it's locked down. This is like one of those mind visual type of things that you do. But no, a lock like this, no, you don't throw this lock away. This lock costs you some money. No, you don't throw that away. So this is a solid brass lock, and it comes with 2 keys. Okay. No, you keep your lock because your lock is a part of the energy of creation where you're being done with that energy. You're not allowing that energy to be in your space. And as we go forward, I have to say this because there will be this energy that comes up around people that you thought were for you, and they're really not. And these soulless energy beings have been hijacked. Nobody's in the home. There's another energy there that has hijacked that person. And this is going to be true for anyone who has had This happens a lot to head injury people. Okay. There's been like a severe head injury. I always say that's a crack within the crown. And when that person was down, what entered through the crack and got in there and is trying to stay in that home. That's where that clearing and that healing has to take place to get that out, because when a person goes through that kind of trauma, they become this person that's hijacked. The original soul, depending on what the trauma is, how forceful it was, like if it was a fall, if it was a car accident and they went through glass or something, and that force was so traumatic and they were right there on that edge of death. They were right there. They might have even crossed over for a few seconds and came back in, but they might have just said, I don't feel like I can come back all the way. And something else comes into that person. So now the original soul keeper of that body is not there. Okay. You're going to start seeing this energy. The brighter your light becomes, the more it becomes this force of energy that makes them be repelled from you because they don't like that light. They don't like it. Okay. So you don't take it personal. You understand it and you take awareness of what that energy is. But don't take it on to where you think you can override what they're doing. It's not for you to do. It really isn't. They have their own agreement of what they're doing with that energy. Here's my point. And I say this with all respect, with a friend of mine that did this. But a friend of mine was with a guy, and this guy was very much so not home, in his home. There was other things because he had addiction issues, okay? But there was other things that were going on, and she was thinking that she could help him through this and be there for him so he can start healing himself. Well, an incident happened, and he ended up in the hospital. And she went there to be there at his side. But it wasn't him. It was something else that was talking to her that was in his body, looking like him. And what she did is she challenged it. And she says, why are you going to be in someone's body that you can easily manipulate? I challenge you. And she said, come out of there. Let us do the duel. She said, come out. We'll fight face to face. And that was not the right thing to do with that energy. Because what that energy did, it left, it went up, and then it found a crack within her and went right into it and made her ill within a period of 7 months. It might have been 9 if I look at the date. It was pretty quick. Because I remember when she told me what she did, I said, you did what? You don't do that with a soulless being. And she took it on. And it took her off the planet that quick. Because she had a crack. So this is where in our medicine, in our walk of the days, going forward, you really have to stay diligent with who you are, being true to yourself, not settling, not trying to impress others, who you are, because the bottom line is this. You are always going to be the authentic you as long as you allow yourself to be your truth and walk your truth. The ones that are soulless beings that challenge you don't want you to be in your truth. They don't want you to be in your light like them. They want you to be like them. That's not your part to do. That is not what you should be picking up. And going forward in these next few months, as this energy just preparing and getting ready to come on, I felt 2 ripple shock vibration waves come through. And I just stood here and I was like, whoa. Kitty stops and Kitty goes, yeah. I'm like, yeah, hold on, Kitty, it ain't done. And another one came through, boom. And I was like, whoa, that was 2 of them. And then it just kind of like settled down. Okay. So the soulless beings, when they're getting in your space and wreaking havoc with you, all the things that they don't want you to say that bothers them, Jesus' name and God come and assist and the divine light is around. When you start using words like that, save those words. Use those words. Kitty, what do you want? You gotta go. Go on. Go. Go. Hurry up. She's sitting there sneezing. You ready to go? So just know there's going to be a lot more soulless beings walking around picking fights. Keep yourself on the higher timeline in the higher dimension. So remember, you're going to have people coming on YouTube land lying, okay, making up stories, trying to derail you because they're getting paid to derail you from the truth, okay? Let's just keep it real, YouTube. We know who you pay, who you don't, all right? So, so when we talk about, remember I told you, it's the Palladium workbook, okay? And in the back, I talked about this before and talked about the dimensions. And when everything was going to this, oh, we're going to 5D, we're going to 5D, blah, 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 blah. When you go and you read what 5th dimension is, we're already in it. This dimension also has dark light polarities. Begins retains their etheric forms from the 3rd and 4th dimension combined, but with refinements and freedom of alter these forms at will. The light aspect of this realm contains most of the personal guides to human. Serving angels, many of the ascending masters and members of the Great White Brotherhood initiate school's immediate level and karmic board, overlighting divas and guardian angels from this dimension and up. It is impossible to talk in terms of vibration per second because it is beyond time and space and limitation through the interfacing with time and space reality at will. This is also the dimension of actuality of Christ and Buddha consciousness. Immediately after the completion of incarnation, ascension, and transition through the cities of light and 4th dimension. Are we are not in 5 already? Flying dreams, as well as dreams of healing higher experiences and teachings occur in this dimension. This is the dimensional causal plane related to humans manifesting and creating in the lower dimensional worlds during dream time. In other words, it is where humans dream their lives into time and space and reality, and then wake up and live out the dreams. Higher consciousness, lucid dreaming, and white magic happens here. The dark polarity consists of powerful dark lords of black magic and control. There are dark angels, masters, sorcerers, and rulers of the lower astral plane and underworld in this realm. If person develops great psychic powers and mind control without developing the heart and spiritual integrity, this is where they are ruled by and go during sleep and after leaving their human lives. Now, does that or not sound like fifth dimension experience already? If you've ever had dreams of flying, which I can honestly say probably about 98 to 99.9% of you have. That's fifth dimension. So if we are shattering out of the fifth dimensional illusion and moving up higher, sixth dimension, this is the realm of higher counsel. Now, what did I tell you? Mother Earth is being freed up. She's going to move into a higher position in the galactic setting. Okay? There's not going to be any more of this Democrat, Republican stuff. That's going bye-bye. It's going to be a council. It's going to mirror what a higher council is. So the archangels who interface with the earth and the councils of elders and the beginning of the collective consciousness. What are we always saying? Oh, let's check and see what the collective consciousness is saying. What's the collective saying? That sounds like sixth dimension to me. I'm just saying. This is the difference. From the level on up, the dimensions are exclusively of the light. The collective consciousness in this realm is that of soul split apart. In other words, if your soul, after being on earth in one body, decides to split into two or more parts, now what does that sound like? When you kind of, all of a sudden, I was here, there, everywhere. Oh, I'm a multi-dimensional healer. I move through different dimensions doing things. Okay? So in other words, if your soul, after being on earth in one body, decides to split into two or more parts, rather the decision was based on pain or desire for diversity of experience at the sixth dimensional level, all parts which share the same higher self until rejoined in one body again. This is the realm from which the higher self communicates with us. Higher self, get in touch with your higher self. Communicate with your higher self. Let yourself talk to your higher self and let your higher self guide you. Think about it. Okay, all levels, parts, and share the higher self until rejoined in one body again. This realm from which the higher self communicates with us and connects with us on a soul and spirit level. It is from here that our higher purpose is dictated. Being on this level can choose to project human life form if in service of purpose, but they actually exist in pure genomic forms, which are the characteristics of this dimension. In creation, this is the stage at which through color and sound takes a geometric form, a numerology significance. When beings on the level wish to communicate with each other, they simply blend their energy fields and consciousness. There is a unique grid that is formed by this blending, and both beings experiencing the essential nature of the other, mainly by virtue of comparison and what the other has to offer. There is a sense of knowing and the other without actually feeling as though you have become the other. Melchizedek consciousness exists on the dimensional level. Now that this is the sixth dimensional energy, this is what the sixth feels like. Fifth dimension is where we are right now. The seventh dimension is where, now this is for my lovelies who like to do their sound work, the realm of divine sound and harmonics. All beings on this level exist in expression of essence through the harmonics of sound, individuality, and collective. Forms can no longer be projected directly without downstepping dimensionally. Patterns are formed by the sounds, but the numerous flows of colors and movement, varying spiral patterns, are the only describable forms to be found. So in the seventh dimension, this is where, now pay attention. This is where a lot of us say, God, I keep hearing this high-pitched sound. I keep hearing all these different tones. And oh man, a couple nights ago, I heard the beautiful angelic sound coming through my ear, and I was hearing this, and just so beautiful, da 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 da. The seventh dimension. So for you to hear that, somehow your soul essence vibration was expanding to that realm to hear that. Am I right or wrong? When you really sit back and you look at what is the fifth dimensional energy, we're already in it. We've been in it. But here is the difference. We've been in it, but unaware that we were in it, because we have had our minds swiped so much. If someone tells you, oh, you're only in third dimension, blah, 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 blah. Do you just stay with that and believe that? Or do you test the theory out? Because I'm one that likes to test out the theory. So if you were in Atlantis and you were already in that higher fifth and sixth dimensional energy before it all collapsed and got cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and then they conveniently take back some time, but they really couldn't take back the time. They just make you think they did by setting all these things around you to look like that timeline, which is really not that timeline. So then, to bring it all the way back around, when you look at soulless beings that come at you, or when you lean forward and you're leaning forward with your light like this, they can't stand that. They'd be like, oh, why are you leaning in? I'm listening to you. I'm listening to what you have to say. I'm leaning in. They're like, oh, is something wrong? Oh, is that too much light bumping up against you? So you have to really look at, where are you really? What is the greatest challenge that is still facing you right now, that comes at you, to challenge you, to take you off your path? What is a soulless being trying to say to you? Don't expect a soulless being to be supportive of you. Don't expect a soulless being to be your best friend, because they're not here for that. A soulless being, a no-light being's only objective is to dim your light. Period. That's the game. And if they can get you to dim your light and not to remember exactly who the hell you are, they have succeeded. Delaying you to reach your Dharma outcome. So, let it be known right now in this moment, if you have someone or some people that don't make no sense, they run patterns, they do the same thing over and over and over, their light is just not there. Their light is not divine. They just don't have it. And that's okay, because that's them. That's what they signed up for. And it's not your job to try to rescue them. It's not your job to try to play Constantine or Jason and the Argonauts. I don't know. Not yours to do. Your part to do is just to stay true. Your part to do is to be like, I don't know, like Wonder Woman. You know what your mission is, and you go forward and you do that. That's just it, period. But you don't allow a no-light being to try to govern over you. Just know that. And they'll do all kind of little stupid things to get you to lower your light on their level. And just look at them and just laugh and say, oh, I see you don't have enough light to go. Oh, do you need to plug yourself in? You need to recharge yourself maybe to get up a little bit upgrade. You won't be able to get where I am, but do you need to plug yourself in? Are you glitching? You're going to be seeing a lot of glitching people. You're going to be seeing that. Just know. So I hope you understand what this message was, because I was just watching some things happen today. And the reason why I came on so late is I had to go pick up meds. I was told the meds were going to be ready for the person I had to get them for. I go there and they said, oh, they're not ready yet. We don't have them yet. We got to get in contact with the doctor. I said, this has been a week now. This person cannot be off of these meds for a week. Okay. Well, let's send you down to the consultation area. I already know what the issue is, but why do I gotta go? Well, we can go and look up and see what the problem is. I said, you just told me what the problem is. Well, we have to be able to see. Okay, so I go down there. This pharmacist tells me she don't have the meds in-house. She lied to me. Okay? I know she lied to me. Because she says, we'll have to call the doctor and find out for sure what these meds are. And I'm like, oh, okay. I get on the phone, make some phone calls, and I said, look, meds aren't ready, da-da-da-da, what do you want to do? So, well, hold on. They make a call back to the doctor's office. The doctor's office tells him that the meds are going to be ready in an hour. That they talk to the pharmacy, and it's going to be ready in an hour. I said, and I'm still in the location. I said, really? And I get off the phone and go, liar! So I go and hang out with a friend for a little bit, had a good time. And I go back, I walk in, and one of the ladies behind the counter recognized me because I was just there 2.5 hours ago. And she goes like that, and I go. So I go up and said, yeah, I'm here to pick up these meds, da 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 da. Oh, they're not ready yet. Now this is an hour and a half. I gave an extra 30 minutes, 90 minutes. I said, you know what? I've been at this several days trying to get these meds. I need those meds now. Okay, all right, I'm gonna have to expedite them. I said, okay, well, whatever you gotta do, it needs to happen. Okay, just wait. All right, fine. So I go back around, wait. Okay, it was less than 5 minutes. All of a sudden, those meds appeared out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh, I thought you told me earlier you did not have these meds in house. So I say this because you are going to experience how some no-lighters, that's going to be the new term, everybody. No-lighters are not living, oh, thank you. No-lighters are not living in their divinity of their light. They are conformists. They do as they are told. The no-lighters. So needless to say, I've finally got those meds. And I'm just watching the energy. And I said, wow, this is going to keep getting weirder and weirder. How do we maneuver in this space with these people? And then I'm just watching and I'm like, wow. So here's another tidbit. When you're up on a higher vibration, you're authentic and you're in your light, you're moving faster than a non-lighter. Okay? Hence the word why you'll be driving on the freeway, you get to your destination faster because you'll run into a no-lighter that's doing 55 or 50 in the 65 zone. Wondering why they're driving like they just got their license. You're going to experience that. Just letting you know. All right, I hope you understand this message, and I hope you understand the division of the understanding of the fifth dimension. We're already in it. We're moving up higher than 5. Some of you are going to be in 7 and 8. Okay? These are dimensions that if you allow yourself and believe in yourself and your calling and what you are doing and your connection to the universe, to the cosmos, to Creator, it's easy for you to move up into those higher realms and go in between those realms, doing your work. But staying off of the realms that are draining, where the no-lighters hang out. All right, let's get into it. Today is a red Renaissance serpent. There is a wave portal today, and it is portal energy. I channel in order to survive, inspiring instincts. I seal the store of life force with the Renaissance tone of attunement. I am guided by the power of navigation. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. The color is red. The planet is Maldak. The chakra is the Earth family polar. We do have a rune, and I opened right up to the page, and that was kind of scary. And here we go. Here's the message. Prana is a function of the, I want to say the holonic feedback system of the generation and the recirculation of the cosmic electricity. So circling back to the harmonic spectrum. The fifth mental sphere is here, superconscious. The fifth dimension thermic force field is here. And then right here is the active telepathic connection. At gate 141, interesting. Gate 414. Wasn't it a sunspot? Wasn't it 4114? It's missing a one. Okay, the symbol is the arrow. The Talabas, the warrior. Geez, the sky god. This rune is a spiritual warrior. Always the battle of the spiritual warrior is with the self, funding a will through action yet unattached to the outcome, remaining mindful that all you can really do is stay out of your own way and let the will of the heavens flow through you. These are among the hallmarks of the spiritual warrior. So this one also brings to you courage and dedication, and it is all about the symbol of strength, resolving, and to align the self with the self. Okay. So let's step into, it's not done yet, but it's getting there. And you can't really see it just yet. But new charging plates that I'm working on, and it's still in its drying phase, but the energy on it is really cool. I like the, when the energy's rocking pretty good and it's echoing. And one of my friends who already, she's a Spiralite practitioner, but she's also a beautician. She does the beautiful skincare work. She's a goddess of the skin. And she is the one that designs the beautiful goddess. Well, this one had just a little bit of a mishap, and she was telling me, but it was so interesting because she was so pretty. And here, this almost reminded me of the Taino sun god symbol. And I was like, wait a minute, this almost looks like it. And then I look at this and I think of water, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's not Taino. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, it felt like it. So she said, well, I wasn't going to do anything with it, so I just decided I'd just keep it, just not do anything. And so she brought it out. It was so funny. She brought the goddess out, and goddess was sitting there. I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh, and I just like, oh, look. Oh, wow. She's like coming towards me. She just starts laughing. I said, oh, it's a match. So she's so pretty. I just love the work on her. I love how she did her hair, and I love the color. And I said, I'll take her home. So now I have three of her beautiful collections, and it is just so pretty. She's on Instagram. Oh God, Angie's gonna kill me. I will put it in the post so that if you want to go and take a look at some of her work and you would like to order one of her beautiful, beautiful divine cosmic goddesses right here, you have a page that you can go to and take a look at them, and she will make one for you and mail it out to you. She was just finishing up an order that was going to Arizona. So I was just like, you go. I love it. So one of the things I noticed that all of the practitioners that took the training for Galactic Spiral Light, it was able to reveal to them their next step of what they're going to be doing. I was like, whoa, they weren't into whatever they were doing before, but when they finished the program, it revealed itself because you work through a lot of your stuff when you're becoming a practitioner. And I'm watching some that are writing, designing their books. They're making their own healing oils, and I'm watching others who went from banking to practitioner to now a sound therapist, and how she's incorporating the work into that. And I'm just like, wow. Then I'm watching another, how she's blossoming out with all the work for the empaths and working with that. And I say, you know, it's funny. I watch when they come in, how they do the studies, and then I watch what happens after. It's just amazing. So I am so honored to see this come into fruition. I'm in love with these. So she is I call her the Taino cosmic goddess, because she just feels like that. She has that energy. And I'm like, gosh, she just feels like that. So I loved it. So let's go ahead and get this wrapped up. Some of you, I keep forgetting, it's probably about almost pushing 8 or 9 o'clock in some areas where some of you are watching me from. So we're going to do some nighttime medicine ones. Okay, first we're going to look at what's the Phoenix. And the coated plates, once they're completed all the way around, I will show you how you utilize them. Okay, dreams. What's the dream medicine for tonight for all of us as a collective? 6-dimensional wise. And then Oracle to explain that. So I hope all of you understand what I was saying about the no lighters versus those of us who walk in our light. Oh, another one. All right, let's take a look at the Phoenix. The Phoenix is personality. Love this. Look at that. Personality. Phoenix with the beautiful red dress and then the beautiful blues. Personality. Having the personality, being true to the self. The dream work is going to be landscapes and places. Are you comfortable in your environment? Do you wish to explore new experiences and perspectives? Do you wish to escape from your present constraints? Yes, please. Okay, now the Oracle medicine that goes on top of it, this was a number 8, and this is a number 52, which makes a 7, and it says connection. We are all connected by the universal sea of energy. All that you think and do will have an effect on the world. Reach out and connect with the world around you through love. And here it shows the web. And the Shamanic Star Wisdom Oracle says, Stardust and the universe. When you put the two together, it's kind of interesting because these two are representing pretty much what's going on right now. There's a lot of activity going on in the plasma, a lot of plasma. So in dream world tonight, set your intention. And I hope some of you really did pay attention to what I said yesterday about putting your salt around your bed, putting the bowl of water and sea salt underneath your bed. And those, I hope that you tried it. And if you did, please let me know that you noticed a difference. Did you sleep peaceful? Did you go right to sleep? Is there any frequencies for tonight? Nope. Divine union, soul agreements, ascension, creational energy. And then wisdom in the new eon. Learn from the past. Learn from the past. I think that is our biggest challenge, is to learn from the past. Okay, everyone, I'm going to send you off with the tone. Take that nice deep breath in. Drop in the shoulders. Drop into the center of the heart. Drop into your sacred heart space and drop into the essence of all that you are. Being very aware of your breath. And breathe. Breathe in for 7. Breathe out for 7. 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 On the next one, breathe in for 7. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 7. Breathe in for 7. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 7. Breathe in for 7. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale for 7. Breathe in for 7. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 7. And relax. Let it go. Just breathe. And relax. All right, lovelies. Enjoy the remaining of your evening, or wherever you may be in the world, and just be to the self and relax. If you need to go take that medicine bath, go take that medicine bath. If you need to go just be and journal or watch a nice movie or take your magnesium and drink your essence, flower essence, whatever that may be for you. Go relax the self. And I will finish doing some creational work. All right, lovely. It's been my pleasure to be here with you on Be Soul Light. Like and subscribe. Be true to your light. And remember, the no lights are just upset at the fact that you remember who you are. That's why you have your light. They're still looking for theirs if they can ever find it. There you go. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself. Bye.